If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. Everything we know, friends we've made, I don't want to let go. After everything that we have learned, it's our time now, it's our turn. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. The lights go dim as we suddenly see it's time to find who we're meant to be. We couldn't wait for this to end. Now we wish we could start again. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, things are supposed to do. Oh yeah. You can count on me, 'cause I can count on you.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, 'cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. So if we get the big jobs and we make the big money, when we look back now, will our jokes still be funny? Will we still remember everything we learned in school? Still be trying to break every single rule? Will little brainy Bobby be the stockbroker man? Can Heather find a job that won't interfere with her tan? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
Friends forever.
Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be
you this far. You might have some bruises and a few scars, but you know you're gonna be okay. And even though you're scared, you're stronger than you know. If you're lost out where the lights are blinding, caught and all the stars are hiding, that's when something wild calls you home, home. If you face the fear that keeps you frozen, chase the sky into the ocean, that's when something wild calls you home, home. Sometimes the past can make the ground beneath you feel like quicksand. You don't have to worry, reach for my hand. Yeah, I know you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And even if you're scared, you're stronger than you know. If you're lost out where the lights are blinding, caught and all the stars are hiding, that's when something wild calls you home, home. If you face the fear that keeps you frozen, chase the sky into the ocean, that's when something wild calls you home, home. Calls you home. Calls you home. Calls you home. Calls you home. If you're lost out where the lights are blinding, caught and all the stars are hiding, that's when something wild calls you home. If you're lost out where the lights are blinding, caught and all the stars are hiding, that's when something wild calls you home, home. If you face the fear that keeps you frozen, chase the sky into the ocean, that's when something wild calls you home, home. Memories fade, but they're never lost. Colors change with time and change of heart. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. Sun has set on everything we know. Friends we've made, I don't want to let go. After everything that we have learned, it's our time now. It's
if I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. You can count on me 'cause I can count on you.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives. Where we're
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jerry Fay Wilhelm Center for the Performing Arts. It is currently 5:55. We ask that you please find your seats. The procession will begin at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much.
to say, you better say it right now, 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound, and I keep thinking of the night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay like we think about now. Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to
Right now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Jerry Fay Wilhelm Center for the Performing Arts. We ask that you clear the mid-aisle in the theater. We ask that you clear the mid-aisle in the theater. The procession is about to begin.
please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Our national anthem will be sung this evening by our valedictorian Francis Ramirez and our salutatorian Shelby Rose.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Francis and Shelby. You may all be seated. Good evening, students, parents, families, and friends, and distinguished guests. I am Martin Conrarty, your principal of the Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Welcome to our spring commencement exercises and the formal recognition of the milestone these graduates have achieved. We are most proud. Buenos tardes, alumnos, padres, familias, amigos y distinguidos invitados. Soy Martin Conrarty, el director de Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Bienvenidos a la recepción de primavera y el reconocimiento formal del logro que estos graduados han alcanzado. Nos sentimos muy orgullosos. Please help me in recognizing our distinguished guests. Our school board members, President of the School Board, Mr. Ashley Muchnick. Our School Board Vice President, Mrs. Molly McClure. Secretary of the School Board, Dr. Matthew Mix. Mr. James Allen. Mr. Chris Dillon. Mr. Billy Moore. And Mrs. Kelly Seacatz. Our superintendent, Mr. Barry Edwards. Our associate superintendent of academics, Miss Lila Olivares. Miss Sandra Callahan, our chief financial officer. Ms. Panay Leifer, our Executive Director of Human Resources. Dr. Christy Lee, our Executive Director of Communications and Community Services. Mr. Jeff Yarborough, our Chief of Police and Operations. Les Hudson, our Director of Student Services. Jackie Wanick, our Director of Special Programs and Services. Andy Sexton, our Director of Athletics and Administrative Services. We also have joining us tonight Mr. Brad Brown, Principal of Bastrop High School. And ladies and gentlemen, we have another special guest up here joining us this evening, our former superintendent, Mr. Steve Murray. At this time, please welcome Natalia De Paz, our National Honor Society president. Natalia. Natalia, the daughter of Luis and Balbina De Paz, will be attending Oklahoma Baptist University in the fall and will deliver the opening remarks for the graduating class of 2018. Natalia De Paz.
Good evening, family and friends of Colorado River Collegiate Academy graduates. We are gathered here today to honor and congratulate Circa's graduating inaugural class. Today is a special day for everyone, gathered here because it is the beginning of a new journey and the end of a long, rigorous, and academic collegiate program. We would not be here today without the support of everyone gathered here. We are truly grateful for the support of our Board of Trustees, Superintendent, our amazing Principal, Mr. Conrarty, who encouraged us every day to work at our full potential, our caring counselor, Mr. Longoria, and of course our new Vice Principal, who assisted our fellow classmate, Jaleesa Mendez, on our bus ride during our senior trip. We will not get into debt with that, but we are all also very honored to have been in the class with the original teachers since freshman year, Miss Brandon, Mr. Pina, Miss Toll, and Miss Larison. I would be remiss to not recognize Miss T and Miss Hoffman, who have since retired and took all of us under their wing like their own children. And I would also like to take this time to thank all of you who had a part in one of these owls. Those who are parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, friends, and loved ones, and faculty and staff, please stand and be recognized. That's all of y'all. All of y'all. All of y'all. Graduates, we would not be here if it weren't not for these people. So please help me to give them a round of applause. You all took a small part in my fellow classmates' success. On behalf of all graduates, thank you. And as I told Mr. Conrarty while writing this speech, this is an emotional moment, time to be emotional. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. Circa class of 2018, the first, the finest. What a fantastic four-year journey this has been. Look at what you have done. Not only have you earned your high school diplomas and associate degrees, but you have also created a school community steeped in excellence. You have permanently changed the landscape of Bastrop and Cedar Creek for the better. In pursuing your college dreams, you have opened the door. Your door to your future. Some other student's door who you don't even know. The door to opportunity is what you've opened. Bastrop and Cedar Creek's door to opportunity. The first, and the finest. And what has Bastrop and Cedar Creek given to you? Working through my mind and sorting the thoughts regarding the words that I planned for you tonight was no easy task. Settling on a topic that both inspires and informs without sounding cliche induces trepidation, at least it does for me. So, graduates, as you sit here tonight, you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? The easy answer of hard work and determination doesn't fully address the question. If you added commitment and perseverance, you continue to add to the list of admirable traits that successful students like yourselves exhibit. But you still would be avoiding the answer to the question of how you got here tonight to this place and in this time. The question suggests that in addition to what you have brought to the table, something, or more likely, someone else is at least partly responsible for your attendance tonight. Your parents and families are critical to your success and support. But graduates, there are others, and it's a story that has personal implications for each and every one of you. The Colorado River Collegiate Academy is a special school born of the essential work of Nancy Roll, Janie Pollard, and Steve Murray. In the fall of 2013, Steve Murray was the superintendent of Bastrop ISD. Janie Pollard, the assistant superintendent of curriculum and instruction. And Nancy Roll was the director of secondary education. These three individuals were the orchestrators behind the curtain, and most of you have never met them, with the exception of Mr. Murray. Circa was created at the behest of Steve Murray. The school was an integral aspect of his vision for Bastrop ISD, and Murray was our connection with the upper echelon of Austin Community College, and his collaboration with Dr. Rhodes, the president of Austin Community College, is the bulwark of our ongoing relationship with ACC. Ms. Pollard and Ms. Roll were the primary architects of the school. Pollard focused on energizing the human capital of the district and assembling the core team at the Colorado River Collegiate Academy, whereas Roll, more of the technocrat, authored the requisite documents that serve as the legal foundation on which the school is built. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the work of the principals at Bastrop and Cedar Creek Middle Schools during the 2013-2014 school year. The principal, Sammy Kinsey, was the principal at Bastrop Middle School, and Jim Halamek, the same Jim Halamek that teaches science now at Circa, was at CCMS. Both of these individuals actively recruited you to participate in the first class at Circa. In fact, it was something of a competition between the two to see who would eventually have the most former students in the Circa class of 2018. And I will let you know that my friend, Mr. Halamek, won that competition. Finally, the Bastrop Independent School District's Board of Trustees wholeheartedly supported and continues to support the efforts to create and to sustain the Colorado River Collegiate Academy. Graduates, each of you should know that Ashley Muchnick, Molly McClure, Matthew Mix, Kelly Seacatz, Billy Moore, James Allen, and Chris Dillon all attended your ACC graduation. We were the only school district that had 100% school board attendance at the May 10th commencement exercises at ACC. These people have dramatically impacted your lives and are a big part of the answer to David Byrne's question. You are here in this time and space because of the work and caring of those who came before you. Many years ago, I was a high school student. I graduated in 1982 from Shanley High School in Fargo, North Dakota. I can guarantee you it was cold. Shanley was a Catholic college preparatory high school and was relatively small. I think there were just 104 of us in my graduating class. All but a handful of the members of the Shanley class of '82 went on to college and graduated with a BA or a BS. The last I heard, more than 60 of us have postgraduate degrees. I expect you, the first and the finest, to beat that record from the class of '82 at Shanley High School. I remember how I felt at my high school graduation. I felt great about the accomplishment, just as you do. But I also remember the reaction of my most favorite teacher, a man by the name of Brother Michael Lee. Michael Lee was that teacher, and you know the one that gets under your skin, always suggesting that I hadn't registered my best effort yet, always causing me to reflect on what my best effort might truly look like. He was a powerful motivator, and he still gets under my skin. The fact that I bring him up before you tonight suggests that I'm still asking myself, have I done my best? I want this question to always haunt you. Brother Michael Lee was also a social justice crusader, someone dedicated to eliminating the gaps and deficiencies in our society caused by classism, racism, sexism, homophobia, and ageism. As it turns out, my experiences in Michael Lee's classrooms were the beginning of my learning in the art and skill of servant leadership. According to Robert Greenleaf, the founder of the Center for Servant Leadership, it is a philosophy and a set of practices, that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. At the core of servant leadership is the advocate of social justice. I've already alluded to the notion that social justice is the act of eliminating the discrepancies in society. When we actively work to correct these problems and mitigate the evils that they create, we are servant leaders. When we actively seek to root out discrimination based on race, ethnicity, social class, sex, gender, sexual orientation, and age, we are servant leaders. When we open the doors to the opportunity of the American dream to all people, we are servant leaders. And I expect all of you to follow that motto. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. I watch the ripples change their size, but never leave the stream of warm impermanence. And so the days float through my eyes, but still the days seem the same. 4 years has elapsed in your lives, and time has changed dramatically. Heed Bowie's lament. Finish what you have started. Become that servant leader who changes our world. Seek opportunities at the universities you will attend to serve those less fortunate than yourselves. Challenge the barriers to equality and equity wherever you encounter them. Tear down walls and build lasting, healthy relationships. Become servant leaders. But don't wait. Do now. In his speech to the graduating class of 2005 at Stanford University, Steve Jobs observed, "Death is very likely the single best invention of life. It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away." Sorry to be so dramatic, but it's quite true. Your time, Circa graduates, is limited. Don't waste it. Circa class of 2018, the first and the finest. I am so proud of your accomplishments and so proud to have been your principal and teacher. I can't wait to see how you change your world. I would like to welcome Shelby Rose, Circa's first salutatorian, to the podium. Shelby, the daughter of Chris Rose and Melissa Macy, will be attending the University of Texas at Austin in the fall.
Thank you. $450,000, $33,904, $55,432, $16,720, $27,365. You're probably wondering what all of these numbers mean and what they have to do with why we're here today. I and my fellow classmates were wondering the same thing when 4 years ago, Mr. Conradi came and spoke to us about a new early college high school. He told us about the long-term benefits that would come our way if we decided to apply to this school. The numbers I listed earlier were the same numbers that we heard when we were 8th graders. They pertain to the amount of money we would save on college with this school and the amount of money we could be making later on in life with a college degree. Now, I can only imagine how difficult it is to get a bunch of 8th graders to think about their future, but somehow, some way, he did it, and soon enough, the Colorado River Collegiate Academy had its first group of students, us. We got our acceptance letters and started a new chapter in our lives. Considering that all we knew about the school was that we would be saving on college, it took an enormous amount of courage to make the decision to apply and eventually attend. I mean, think about it. This was a school that none of us had ever heard about before and no one had ever gone to. There weren't any upperclassmen that we could talk to and ask questions about how the environment of the school was and whether or not it would be worth it for us to go. For all we knew, our days would be filled purely with academics. I think I speak for most of us here when I say that making the decision to come to Circa was way out of our comfort zone. And for most of us, we couldn't really ask our parents for advice because many of us are first-gen college students. For many of us, the entire concept of Circa was uncharted territory. But we chose Circa, and our high school experience was unlike most others, as we were the first class in a brand new school. Unlike most high schoolers, we got to vote on our mascot, our motto, and even our school colors. And no, teal is not one of the colors, not even as an accent color. I can remember the first day of freshman year, as I'm sure many of you do. Specifically, I remember how awkward and foreign everything felt. The beige brick walls were bare, the doors to the Genesis hallway were covered with plywood, and most of the building was vacant as we only had 4 teachers. Needless to say, it didn't really feel like a high school. And when we walked into Mrs. Brandon's social studies research methods classroom, then she yelled, "Hi guys, good things, who's got a good thing?" And I'm sure many of you could not help but think to myself, oh God, what have I gotten myself into? Little did I know Mrs. Brandon's good things segment would become my favorite part of the day. From there, things started to liven up. Banners were put on the walls and outside the teachers' doorways. Math and science projects were hung in the hallways. Mr. Pena wore tutus, and Mrs. Brandon cheered us on with her gold pom-poms. Slowly but surely, Circa started to feel like an actual high school. We made this school and its experiences our own. I think it's safe to say that the last 4 years ended up much better than what we expected because we all took that leap. We left our comfort zone. And standing here today, looking at my fellow students and soon-to-be graduates in a few minutes, I can't help but to swell with pride because, as cliche as it may sound, we did it. We accomplished things that many thought we wouldn't. Even though the decision was a huge leap of faith, I would say that coming to Circa was ultimately one of the best decisions my classmates and I could have made.
Thank you, Shelby. Audience, please help me welcome Francis Ramirez, Circa's first valedictorian, to the podium. Frances, the daughter of Jerome and Connie Ramirez, will be attending the University of Texas at Austin in the fall.
My fellow graduates, over the last 4 years here at the Colorado River Collegiate Academy, we have learned so much. We figured out school dances should not happen in the gym. Even the nicest teachers will kick you out of their classroom sometimes. And hard work seems to always pay off in the end. Like Shelby mentioned, Mr. Conradi came to talk to 8th graders using a PowerPoint presentation with a whole lot of words and statistics. Honestly, as a bunch of 14-year-olds, I have no idea how any of us made the decision to come here, not knowing anything other than the fact we would be earning an associate's degree and a high school diploma at the same time. As the first graduating class, we have undoubtedly been the guinea pigs. As freshmen entering new, uncharted territory, we had to find our own way around and pave our own pathway through high school. We didn't have any students before us to show us the ins and outs of high school. We had to create our own. Even our faculty couldn't really tell us what to expect. We all walked into the school on that hot day in August, unsure of how our next 4 years would turn out, hoping we would find at least one person who would understand how unsure we were about what to expect. Truth be told, we were all unsure about what to expect, and that is what helped us build this great big family we are now. Our class has grown up together and learned that in order to accomplish our goals, we have to work together. And now that we are all moving on and parting ways, it is important that we remember how influential that lesson is as we continue our education. We came out of Circa unscathed, for the most part at least. So just imagine what we can do in the future if we put our minds to it. As a class, I'm not sure if we ever really thought about how much strength it would take for us to get through the last 4 years. We all know what year we're talking about, our sophomore year. As a sophomore, we all had to learn quite quickly that if we try and take on the year alone, we would crash and burn. It was the first time we would be going to ACC, and on top of that, we were taking AP World History, which had to have been the hardest class I've taken the entire time I'm here at Circa. That class alone showed us that speed reading is necessary, group work is actually a savior, and if we could make it through all of that, we could face any adversity that came our way. That was the first time I realized that what we were learning here was something more than just what we needed for today and tomorrow, but rather something we were going to need for years to come. Going into a university knowing what we know now about teamwork and strength is something that gives us a better chance at being able to continue our successes and achieve all of our goals we have for ourselves. Don't get me wrong, no matter what university we attend or what course we take after we are done here tonight, we will still face adversities and we will need to overcome those obstacles just as we did here being the first class. Now, no matter how cliche this sounds, it is time for us to spread our wings and apply everything we learned here to the next pathway in our lives. Our group work will turn into business meetings, our dome projects will turn into blueprints, our essays into blogs and books, and our leadership skills will turn us into business owners and politicians. Each and every one of us is going to spend years being leaders and shaping the world for future generations to come. But through it all, we will remember what got us where we are and what helped shape us into the hardworking people we are today. So, class of 2018, be proud of yourselves, stand tall, and know that all your hard work is finally paying off.
Thank you, Francis. Graduates of the Colorado River Collegiate Academy are bound by the requirements set forth by the Texas Education Agency, State Board of Education, and the Bastrop Independent School District. Circa is an early college high school, and our institution of higher education partner is Austin Community College. As such, our graduates must also adhere to the policies and requirements set forth by the ACC Board of Trustees and the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Every single member of the Circa class of 2018 has earned at least 24 hours of college credit through ACC, and it should not go without saying that every single one of our graduates is a college student right now. With that said, at this time, special recognition is in order for many of our students. I would first ask that the members of the National Honor Society stand and be recognized. Thank you, students. You may be seated. Honor cords are given to students who maintain a 95 average all 4 years of high school within a specific discipline. Circa students who have earned honor cords had to run the gauntlet of ACC instructors because most of their classes within the academic core have been taught at the college level. Students, please stand and remain standing when I call your name. And audience, if you would be so kind, hold your applause until we get them all standing. Kieran Dunn, Science. Brittany Gibson, Science. Marilla Mesa, English and Science. Francis Ramirez, English, Math, and Science. Shelby Rose, English and Science. And Tania West, English and Science. Thank you, students. You may be seated. Audience, you have already met our valedictorian, Francis Ramirez, and our salutatorian, Shelby Rose. And I would ask both of these young ladies to stand up at this point. Rounding out our top 10 graduating seniors, number 3, Marilla Mesa. Number 4, Tania West. Number 5, Brittany Gibson. Number 6, Kieran Dunn. Number 7, Rodolfo Salazar. Number 8, Austin Nunez. Number 9, Kevin Juarez. And number 10, Bella Luna Ballman. Thank you, students. You may be seated. The grand prize and top academic award Circa seniors can earn is, of course, the associate's degree from Austin Community College. 31 of our students graduated from ACC on May 10th, and they are all wearing their stoles from ACC. Students, as I call your name, please stand and remain standing, and audience, please hold your applause until I have called all of the names of the associate degrees in general studies, liberal arts from Austin Community College. Esteban Alanis, Joanna Arias, Bella Luna Ballman, Miriam Camarillo Hernandez, Michaela Carney, Christopher Sioffi, Natalia De Paz, Kyla Deshay, Kieran Dunn, Argelia Fuentes Montoya, Brittany Gibson, Luis Hernandez, Elizabeth Juarez, Kevin Juarez, Josiah Lang, Jaleesa Mendez Torres, Marilla Mesa, Monty Moore, Daniel Austin Nunez, Barbara Payne, Roque Pena, Alexis Perez, Francis Ramirez, Shelby Rose, Rodolfo Salazar, Gama Sanchez Trevino, Brandon Sherman, Michaela Tafoya, Maria Tapia, Tania West, and Christy Ratton. There are your 31 associates, Bastrop and Cedar Creek. Students, you may be seated. Mr. Edwards, Mr. Muchnick, members of the board, as principal of the Colorado River Collegiate Academy, I certify these students receiving their diplomas today have fulfilled all of the requirements set by the Texas Education Agency and the Bastrop Independent School District for graduation from high school. And this is the moment that you have all been waiting for. At this time, Mr. Edwards and the Board of Trustees will present each student their Colorado River Collegiate Academy high school diploma. Will the first row please rise?
Frances Nicole Ramirez. Shelby Ann Rose. Mirella Mesa. Alexis Tennille West. Brittany Michelle Gibson. Kieran Ray Dunn. Rodolfo Salazar. Daniel Austin Nunez. Kevin Chavarria Juarez. Bella Luna. Esteban Alanis Jr. Johanna Jean Arias. Enrique Bustamante Silva. Miriam Camarillo Hernandez. Michaela Carney. Christopher Alexander Chiaffi. Natalia Isabel DePaz. Kyla Lynn Deshay. Caitlin Janelle Diaz. Mateo Eli Escamilla. Montserrat Lisbeth Eusebio Estrada. Argelia Yasmin Fuentes Montoya. Zitzi Abigail Gutierrez Fuentes. Luis Fernando Hernandez. Marco Anthony Hernandez. Elizabeth Juarez. Josiah Eden Destiny Lang. Tyler Blue Latouf. Daniel Matias Rivera. Jalisa Damaris Mendez Torres. Kevin Isaac Miranda. Monty Darnay Gale Moore. Barbara Sue Payne. Roque Luis Pena III. Alexis Lauren Perez. Carlos Daniel Perez. Joel Adrian Ramirez. Monique Alicia Rebeles. Melissa Roman. Gama Sanchez Trevino. Brandon Andrew Tyler Sherman. Michaela Victoria Marie Tofoya. Maria Guadalupe Tapia. Zesia Valor Gonzalez. Giselle Vega Palacios. Lexi Walsh. Christy Ann Ratton.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the administration, the faculty, and staff of Bastrop Independent School District, I am pleased to recognize the first, the finest, Colorado River Collegiate Academy, class of 2018. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards, and members of the board. Audience, at this time, please welcome Roque Peña, Student Council Treasurer, to the podium for closing remarks. Roque is the son of Roque and Olga Peña, and he will attend the Texas A&M Chevron Engineering Academy in the fall. Roque.
Good evening. It is an honor to stand before you today and give the very first closing speech at Circa. Having moved to Bastrop just 1 year prior to attending Circa, I'm amazed at the opportunities, the supportive educators, and the amazing classmates, friends, that I have encountered in the 3 short years here. I considered it a humbling experience to have served on the Student Council's Executive Board Treasurer. I know that Circa has left an imprint on me, and I hope that my service to my school has left an imprint at Circa, as well as my fellow classmates. We were fortunate at Circa to have had a unique high school experience. There were no large classrooms and no high school cliques. We have enjoyed a high school experience filled with support for each other and growth together. We are not just friends on social media, we are real-life friends at Circa. We have faced the responsibility of paving the way as a first graduating class, and I hope that we have left a positive and inspiring mark on the future classes at Circa. I would like to thank all the staff of Circa for helping us get here today. Personally, I can say that if it were not for Mr. Halleck's scientific research and design class, I would never have discovered what I wanted to major in at Texas A&M University. Also, without Mrs. Brandon's support, an internship with the civil engineer of Bastrop would not have been possible. These experiences and many more like them have put me on a path that I am excited to begin. So to all the teachers of Circa, I think I can confidently speak on behalf of the Circa class of 2018 when I say that your support and encouragement has not only helped us get to where we are today, but have helped us start on a path where we want to go. Finally, there are not enough thank yous in the world for our parents, for all the packed lunches and all the help with their school projects, all the love and support since our first day of kindergarten. We thank you. Circa class of 2018, Circa staff, friends, and family, we did it. Thank you.
Thank you, Roque. Thank you, parents, families, friends, and invited guests. To our graduates, I thank each of you for the effort you displayed during the last 4 years. I know that it was not easy. Nothing that is worth doing is ever easy. I am so proud of you, graduates. Please remember the teachers and counselors who have meant so much to you. Andy Bayadsi, Amy Sharp, Mark Leskowski, Susanna Tull, Janvier Twiziamana, Paul Ford, Jim Halamek, Cecil Learson, Megan Brandon, Cindy Ocampo, Dr. Deirdre Doty, Leyland Nations, Rick Longoria, and Josh Gordon. I'd also ask you to remember those teachers who are no longer with us at Circa. Manny Pena, Matt Hellman, and Dylan Broughton. I would at this time like to acknowledge the special congratulations that each of our graduates have received from the Honorable Kirk Watson, State Senator for District 14, and the Honorable Michael McCall, United States Representative for Texas District 10. We would like to thank the staff of the JFW PAC for helping make tonight's ceremony memorable. Audience, you are welcome to join the graduates in the center walkway after the recessional and their senior song. We would ask that you stay seated until they get through and meet up there in the middle. Thank you for being with us tonight. Please cue the recessional.
just laughed it off, it was all okay. And we'll all float on, okay, and we'll all float on, okay, and we'll all float on, okay, and we'll all float on anyway. Well, I bet you make you took every last dime with that scam. It was worth it just to learn some sleight of hand. That news comes, don't you worry, when it lands.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.